message is that things have to change, and they have to change right now.
Donald Trump working to unify the Republican Party in his acceptance speech. Most people remember it as long and at times some thought even kind of dark.
Trump vowed to be the voice for frustrated Americans let down by the government and the elites who run it. News political contributor Dr. Bart Rossi is here with us this morning with a look at last night's speech. Thank you for joining us again, Dr. Rossi.
Nice to be here again.
His speech was, first of all, a record setter as far as length, 75 minutes or so, and it did have somewhat of a dark undertone.
I thought it was quite dark. What he was really identifying was all the problems in the world, pretty much, and that he would fix them. And that he was very dynamic in saying that he would fix them. He's the boss. He's the guy that's going to do it. He's the authoritarian personality, as we've talked about, okay? So he's going to go after it, get it done, and make it happen. That's what I thought he did well, and he did it with a lot of energy and force.
Did he go outside of the box, so to speak, to reach those who are not convinced yet, independents, maybe some from right-leaning Democrats, or was this purely for the base and the people that already are behind him?
I think he united his base more than anything else, because the flip side of this, on the negative side, he didn't say anything about what he would actually do, except build a wall and deport 12 million people. There's nothing that he has said so far in this campaign that he will actually do. Think about Obamacare. I mean, again, we're going to repeal it, but at this point in time, not to say anything about what that would look like, or not only health care, but on taxes and some of the other areas, education, he mentioned that, but what would he do?
One point in his speech that's getting a lot of traction this morning, he reached out to the LGBTQ community saying that he would be a voice for them and support them, and he got a response that even he said he was surprised by.
Well, he can say that. But the platform is crazy negative towards the gay community. And the gay community knows that. And if he wants to reach out, he's going to have to really do it in a dynamic fashion. And I don't really see that happening because he's not changing his personality. I believe this speech tells us something. It tells us that he's not changing. He's not reaching out to immigrant families, minorities, gay people to any significant extent, and women. I don't see him making a pitch there, and as you notice, he didn't mention climate change.
Right.
So expect more of the same from here on out. The template's been set. The campaign is going to look like it did in the primary.
Yes, and because he believes he can win with that approach.
Do you think that his negative tone will continue, or will he do what he said in the past, which is sound more presidential after this convention moving forward?
No, I think he's going to highlight the negative, all the problems that we have, and he's going to try to project fear and difficulty in America and basically say he's the guy that's going to solve it. And on the other side, you're going to have a totally different view of the world from the Democratic Party coming up next week.
Quickly sum up the week for the Republicans. It was up and down, but was this convention a success?
You know, some people say it was a disaster. I was reading this morning about that. I don't think so. I think they got past a couple of problems and even got past Cruz, you know, which was a big deal. I think they did okay, and he presented the best speech that he could with his personality. So I thought it was okay. I thought they did pretty good overall.
All right, Dr. Bart Rossi, thank you for being here, and we'll see a lot of you next week after the Democratic National Convention. We'll be right back.